I always say you don't become an artist, you're either born an artist or not. Of course, you can learn different techniques to how to draw, how to write, but being an artist is a state of, I would say, feeling, a state of perceiving the world, the subtle energies around you. Yes, so it's a state of, I don't want to say a state of mind, it's a state of being. Short question, long answer. I've always been an artist since a kid. I first started drawing, I was dancing a lot. Later on, I used to write a lot, poetry, essays, so all possible ways to express were good, except singing. Um, Later on, probably when I was at university, I absolutely impulsively started experimenting on canvas with acrylic and oil. At the beginning, I would get inspiration from impressionists because they were my favorites since yeah, I was 6 or 7. And then it evolved a lot in the sense that I started painting intuitively without getting inspiration from a specific style or a specific artist. And today we're at this stage of my journey where I own, in a way, my artistic talents or identity, which is something I wasn't probably owning that much before. And I intuitively express without, I have a canvas in front of me and I just follow intuitively what my soul wants to convey. So the largest theme that is, I would say, present in probably all my artwork is the duality in harmony. So I really like to explore these different worlds that can be perceived as opposites, but actually, if you unite them, they work in harmony. So I can give an example. This could be chaos or what we perceive as chaos versus certain divine order. So this is something we can see a lot in my artwork, as well energies, masculine energy versus female energy. So these are as well aspects that I like to explore: mind and heart, emotions, creativity, and structure. Uh, yeah, so really exploring duality within a context of union. So let's start with this one. It's called Innocent Vanity Fair. It was related to a personal story with a lot of emotions, and what I wanted to express here is the intensity of different and opposite, multi-layered, let's say, emotions, perceptions. So I express this with colors. You can see it's very vibrant and colorful. And why it's called Innocent Vanity Fair? Well, Vanity Fair, it's a little bit the show off. That's why we can see a lot of birds, or mainly birds elements, so the feathers, and they're all very colorful. So it is a little bit the show off. What people want to often portray is their best image. So we always put um first, the beautiful feathers, but of course, beneath, you can see all these emotions that are probably a little bit hidden, of lust, of it could be anxiousness, it could be anger. So it's really expressing all the intensity and opposites in one piece. So I love to mix acrylic with oil painting. First, I always start with acrylic because it's fluid and a little bit easier to put a baseline. And then I like to cover specific details, not specifically the entire painting, with oil because it gives more depth, And my technique is easy. It's colors. Color is my language. This is how I express the best. This is how I channel the energies and everything I feel and perceive. Um, and yeah, probably my technique is closer to impressionist technique because I like to use this very fluid and dynamic movements of the brush. So yeah, it's the expressive impressionism with a lot of colors. I'm really can. I think the most important for me is to know that the viewers feel the energy and that it's an energy that is healing, inspiring, empowering. Um, for me, art and especially painting is a way to transmute different energies and emotions that can feel negative sometimes. For example, here we see a lot of intensity. Intensity could be good, but it could be as well very poisoning or volcanic. So the way I capture things through my paintings, it's a way to transmute anything too intensive or negative, if we can say so, into beauty. And so I would like to convey this basically. It's not a message, but a feeling of good energy to the people who encounter my art. Look, I don't have too much to say on that one because my creative process is a mystery for me too. I basically never plan. I never know what's going to be the outcome. I just follow intuitively what my hands basically wants to draw and which colors I feel I am in tune with at a specific moment. So it's very, very, I would say, impulsive. That's really all I could say. And yeah, maybe I particularly like to paint sitting on the grounds. This is, yeah, probably a little bit weird, but I feel grounded. So that's it for me. I only need a white canvas, then colors, and then magic happens. I'm myself when I discover the end result of the painting. I'm often surprised, and this is when I start seeing symbolism and logic. But usually the inspiration is always there, and the inspiration would often be related to a specific emotion or a specific moment in my life where I want to convey uh, a lesson learned or emotions that are too intensive. But yeah, this is something, if someone gives me a canvas, I would always be able to do it. So there is no specific methods or creative process that is planned or I follow specifically. Often, as I mentioned, whenever there is a white canvas, there's something I can share. Of course, based on the specific moment. Let's say there is a story that marked you, an encounter that marked you, or just a life lesson that is very fresh and that provokes some kind of emotions, then it's even better moment to create because the feelings, the emotions, the energies are fresh. But even without that, it's very easy for me to create or produce a painting. It's just that the energy that is conveyed will be different and you can feel it. This painting, for example, it's very intense. And the moment I was painting it, it was just in a specific moment related to a personal story. But there are other paintings where it's just a normal day where instead of watching TV or drinking tea with a friend, I would just paint without a specific elements or objectives. And it will be, yeah, painting that sometimes will be maybe a little bit more harmonious and less explosive in terms of colors. Artwork is purely experimentation, especially now. I started, as I mentioned at the very beginning, when I was exploring oil painting and acrylic because I'm fully autodidact. I fully never learned how to paint, never did classes around it. So I had to experiment, but at the beginning I would look at impressionists because it felt close to what I like and close to what I can do. But now I really every painting is a pure experiment, and the canvas is my freedom. So I can do whatever I want, and usually when I paint, I never ever, because I'm probably not working as an artist, so I do it really for me. So I never think of what it will be, would someone like it, would I like it. It is just an extension of the, yeah, the feelings of that specific moment. So it's all about experimenting at the end. That's a tricky question. It's very recent for me that I publicly embrace my identity as an artist, so it's new to me. I think I'm learning myself within this journey. This is the third time I'm exhibiting. So I'm not sure, very honestly. It's a learning experience for me. I want to first see how I would feel. It was the first step for me to exhibit, to put my soul on a wall, open to the judgment of others. So probably what I would like to see that is to understand what is the effect that my art can have on others. So this is what I would like to discover as a first expectations and to see where it all leads. Have I don't know which of all the conversations of contemporary art, but I know that my work is not a conversation only about art. It's a conversation about values and human consciousness. Um, so art and the artwork I create is only an expression to something way deeper that all of us human beings carry. So it's energy, it's creativity, its values, it's being connected to the divine, it's embracing our opposites, the shadow and the light. So it's not only about art. My art, and this is why I create, it's a healing for me, and I would like to see to what extent it could be empowering and healing for the viewers. So it's beyond, I don't want to confine my art or any artwork, but I can only talk about my inspiration. I don't want it to be confined in a conversation about art, contemporary or not. Art for me that comes from the heart transcends boxes, centuries, and time because you want to convey something that is universal. So it's beyond conversations about in which box to put it. I'm sorry that I don't have a specific answer for that because, as I mentioned, it's very new to me. All these public um, exhibitions, I always paint it and create it. It's just it wasn't something I was publicly announcing or embracing. So I would like to continue sharing my art with others now that I did the first steps. I like to travel anyways, so I would love it to be in different locations, but I didn't have yet enough time to assimilate, all these recent developments. because I made 3 exhibitions in less than a month. So it's a lot and it's very new to me. So I need some time to realize, but ideally, of course, I would like to continue exhibiting more and probably understand more about how the art world works in terms of ecosystem, because it's something that I don't know. So I need to learn and, yeah, probably do more of this. I think that now the way I paint, it's very intuitive and experimental, but I have a very clear line of direction, which is really spiritual and healing art. So channeling energies and divine, how to say, energy that I like to transmit to others. So this is definitely something that will continue to be present in my art, because this is the power that comes, I would say, from my creative process. This is what powers my creative process as well. So I'm pretty certain that, of course, we never know. It depends on how you evolve as a person, your growth journey. But I feel very much aligned and inspired by that. And I think that it's not always easy to channel and transmit all this subtle metaphysical world into the physical world. So I believe this is my strength, and I want to continue transmitting this multi-layered, intertwined, elements of human existence within the universe into colors and a little bit of structure, so that other people can taste it and be touched by the energies that are transmitted. So I'm pretty certain that this will continue in terms of line of direction, but again, you'll never know. For me, art is the freedom to express through your journey of a human.